last time on ForneverWorld. Kaiju number 8. Honestly, from what I read so far, I could definitely see this in the future once it has enough chapters and gets an adaptation, potentially being a next big thing. Kaiju number 8, because so far from what I gathered from it, again, it seems as though it's like a shonen, but for people that are older. So you still like the comedy aspects of shonen, you still like that you can do it or whatever, but you also a little bit older and you look at life a little bit different from a different perspective. I think Kaiju number 8 will be right up your alley. Okay people, so in case you haven't heard of this series, it is called Kaiju number 8, also known as Monster number 8, and it runs in Shonen Jump Plus in Japan, and in the West it gets released on the Shonen Jump app, as well as I want to say on Manga Plus, but don't quote me on that one. And if you haven't heard of it, to give you a brief idea, basically this character named Kafka Hibino, when he was younger, he was friends with this girl named Mina, and they watched their town get destroyed by monsters, and they vowed that when they get older, they would join the defense force to basically fight off monsters. Fast forward, the character Kafka is now older than the standard character, basically a little bit of a breath of fresh air, to be honest with you. But at this particular point, while Mina has become a freaking captain and you know, all sorts of stuff with the defense force, he is only relegated to basically cleaning up monster shit. Like that's his job in the beginning of the story. One thing leads to another, where a little flying monster, if I'm not mistaken, goes in his mouth, and all of a sudden he gets granted the powers to become a monster himself, a kaiju, and they brand him, the defense force brands him as Kaiju number 8. And that's just a brief synopsis of what the story is all about. As of the recording of this video, there's 36 chapters, and fam, since we last spoke about this, I want to say there was only about 6 chapters out when we spoke about this, and this manga gets released, I want to say 3 times a month. I believe it's like 3 times, and then the 4th week they take a break and then they come back again, which is great because, you know, that helps the author to rejuvenate. And it's not like Shonen Jump where, you know, each and every week your whole life revolves around all this. One of the cool things about this is that sometimes randomly you just get colored pages, and it's awesome. It's like something unexpected. You be in the middle of a chapter and the next page is colored, and I'm like, holy shit!
No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
But now that we got all that out the way regarding the summary, I gotta say, being caught up to Kaiju number 8, hands down, this definitely feels like one of the closest things that is running right now, that is out right now, to being somewhat of a successor to the Attack on Titan spirit at the very least. I'm not gonna say it's straight up like it, because I would argue Attack on Titan was a lot more serious and deadly and kind of dreary than Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8 is a little bit more lighthearted than Attack on Titan, but in terms of a lot of those story elements, in terms of course, monsters in general, it really gives off that spirit. And if there's any series out there, if you're looking for a replacement now that Attack on Titan has ended, at the very least it reminds me of like earlier Attack on Titan in terms of having to take on the Titans, but in this one of course it's taking on the Kaiju. And I want to say the last time I had read it prior to me catching up these last couple of days was I was on like chapter 12 or 13. Since then I caught all the way up to the latest chapter as of the recording of this video, and oh my god, Kaiju number 8 has just it's wowed me in several regards, like let alone the art just be looking really, really awesome. A lot of the action scenes look dope. It's something just a little bit different in terms of like, yo, it's straight up this older character that has similar tropes that you've seen in shonen, but doing its own twist on it. Some of the elements that were more recently started to be like pushed into the manga, for example, is the idea of, oh, there's kind of elements similar to the main character out there. There's a guy that they call, or a monster that they call Kaiju number 9, and that right there alone, the mystery of Kaiju number 9 has been really interesting, because he kind of reminds me of almost like a parasite. If you think of Parasite the Maxim, he kind of reminds me of something along the lines of that. Like, he's intelligent, but he's still completely emotionless, and he could take over like different people's bodies after he kills them. So it reminds me very similar to that. And in case you don't know, Parasite the Maxim, one of the greatest stories out there, one of the greatest anime ever made, produced by Studio Madhouse at that. So you got Kaiju number 9, which he's already been interesting, and there was a bout between him and Kaiju number 8 that was like, holy shit, because there's just been so many different twists. Like, for example, Captain Hoshino, or Vice Captain Hoshino, he threw me for a loop, because for the longest time I felt like, okay, he's just kind of like, you know, a smart mouth, you know, he's interested in Kafka in certain regards, he looks at him as a clown, but also has a small suspicion regarding Kafka because of certain elements that was laid out throughout the story. And then when we get the battle, when he starts fighting all the wyvern that came down attacking and whatnot, I was like, yo, Vice Captain Hoshino, you really shocked the shit out of me. I did not expect that at all. The epicness, him going to his 92% strength, all of it was just like, wow. And I love how it's been set up from the very beginning, the whole Kafka x Mina thing. Like, you've seen him already in 36 chapters grow a lot and move towards his goal. Like, he started off, he was literally cleaning monster puke and monster shit for a living, dreaming one day to be able to join the defense force. And then little by little, he started off as a cadet. For the most part, nobody was taking him serious because he wasn't as athletic as everybody else, because again, he's a little bit older, which I love that. I can relate because, you know, I'm not anymore a 15-year-old kid with a dream, you know what I'm saying? So I love that about Kafka. And Ichikawa and his respect. Like, there's just so many awesome characters already in the story. Again, 36 chapters in, you got Ichikawa, you got Kikuro, that initially, you know, she just starts off as a typical tsundere, and little by little already, again, 36 chapters have evolved to respecting Kafka, finding out a secret. And that's something else that I thought was dope. It's been very quick, the unraveling of the secret identity that Kafka has of being the actual Kaiju number 8. Because I want to say it was roughly between the mid to late 20s that his secret gets discovered in the battle against the, you know, flying coordinated attack from the Wyvern that, you know, Captain or Vice Captain Hoshino was about to get slaughtered. And then all of a sudden, Kafka was like, nah, fam, we're not doing that. He goes into his Kaiju form and basically, yeah, blows everything out the water, which again, that kind of reminds me of, like, I can't remember what chapter was of the manga, but like episode 8-ish of Attack on Titan, where Eren being a Titan gets revealed. That kind of felt like that situation in a way, which is again one of the many reasons why I compare Kaiju number 8 to Attack on Titan. There's a lot of similar beats and elements, story elements to it. And as it stands right now, I want to say I felt like chapter 33 would have been a great bookmark end to a first season, which it sounds like a little bit of chapters, but almost every chapter is usually anywhere between 18 and 22 pages. They rarely do like a 15 or anything like that. So I honestly think that right there, 33, where he gets discovered and they lock him down, and he even confronts Mina about his feelings and asks her, well, one day could I possibly be by your side? And she said, yeah, we're going to take care of things. We're going to figure this out, which was great because honestly, I thought we was going to go for a very, very long time of outside of Ichikawa and Kikuro finding out about his identity, nobody else would know. So the fact that they kind of already tossed that out the window, he's been revealed, they know he's Kaiju number 8, it leaves open like, okay, so where do we go to next? Now we got the mystery of Kaiju number 9, we got the coordinated attack from the Wyvern, we got a few different elements that is just booming left and right. And then the last few chapters where he's basically in the captivity base, and you got the battle between him and Kikuro's father, that shit is epic, and it's just kind of seeing where things is moving. Honestly, it feels as though it's going very, very quick. Like, if you would compare it to like an Attack on Titan in terms of like the mysteries revealing and things like that, it is moving very, very fast. It's almost like, I would argue, in terms of like with Kaiju number 9 being involved, he reminds me of like a Parasite the Maxim element. Then you got like Attack on Titan elements all around it, and then it has its own little twist of, hey, the main character's an older guy, he's had this childhood dream, but it's not like, hey, I'm 18, like, no, motherfucker, you're 30 years old. The action is awesome, and just all around, Kaiju number 8, where it's at right now, it's a treat, and hands down, I definitely see this becoming another big one. I can see once the world gets back to normalcy, people cosplaying all over the place of Kafka and all of them, and it's awesome. If you want a similar feel to Attack on Titan, a little more lighthearted, but nevertheless certain elements that are reminders of it, you like Kaiju, which Kaiju rarely get explored greatly in manga, minus like maybe One Punch Man that you see them here and there. Kaiju number 8, monster number 8, hype shit. Kafka, Hibino, Mina, Kikuro, Ichikawa, Kaiju number 9, like, it's fuego, fam. It is fuego. But I'm very curious what you guys think. If you've read Kaiju number 8 thus far, how do you feel about it? What do you think about Kafka? What do you think about where the story is going right now? What's your whole take on Kaiju number 9? How do you think that's going to be resolved? Like, right now, I love that element. Like, Kaiju number 9 is one of the things that is really keeping me very invested. Like, holy shit, okay, what is this guy all about? What is he planning? Like, is he just typical, like, I'm just gonna kill? Or is there more to it? Is there somebody behind the scenes, you know, that's driving and directing Kaiju number 9 and these Wyvern? And the overall thoughts and expectations for where this is going to go. And if you haven't read Kaiju number 8, again, probably heard a lot of these spoilers, but I am urging you, it is really awesome, it is really dope, and if you want something that is kind of similar or up the alley of an Attack on Titan, you might want to check out Kaiju number 8. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life. Bye. Have an awesome day. Peace in. And yo, Kaiju number 8, monster number 8, Kafka, Ichikawa, Kikuro, Mina, Vice Captain Hoshino. This shit is hype.